Really powerful.
This room looked so big to me when I first walked in. It doesn't look as large now.
There was a whole movement that was really in the 60s where they started shrinking everything down to make it really small because they figured, well, we'll make each instrument separately so we don't have to have a giant room.
Right.
It was really from working in England and working at Abbey Road and stuff that I finally realized that if you wanted to record an orchestra, the policy there was to go to a church or to go to someplace like that where you could get really great reverberation and great sound. So I said, well, why can't we just make a room that does everything? There's one in Tokyo like this.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, but because the guy who designed that one, we found him and made him design this one. If you're really into music and stuff, accepting the room as one of the instruments, then, it's acoustic versus digital, which is, do you want the room to be acoustic? This is an acoustic room. Or do you want it to be a digital room, which means you have a lot of very fancy digital processing that you can make it sound like anything.
Well, this room is very flexible because of the moving walls and the panels on the top.
And it can be completely dead in terms of reverberation and everything, and then you can go up to a 5-second delay in the room. And what that does, especially combined with all the technology, you can pretty much do anything.
Sure.
It just allows you that much more flexibility. It's the same in the movie business of trying to get people to switch over to digital, which people still haven't switched over, but they're getting there, to realize that you can replicate anything you can do in analog, but you have so much more flexibility, you have so many more options, so many more things, and everybody said, well, but that's not good, because then you spend your time sort of experimenting and doing things like, wait a minute, isn't that what we're supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to be experimenting and trying new things and pushing the boundaries and everything?
Well, if you have acoustic space to do that in, it's much better than having to do it in the box.
Yeah.
To enlarge a box, it's easier to bring this thing down than to take a box and make it larger. That's
well,
for
it's
sure.
just, part of it, I grew up, even in film school, respecting sound. I love music. I'm about as musical as a dead frog. But at the same time, I love music. I know, I can croak and do my stuff, and I know what good music is, but I respect it. And I respect sound. Sound, to me, is extremely important. The difference between acoustic and digital, the respect for the instrument and what it can do, and the harmonics and the nuances that have, as you would know, drums. There's no such thing as a drum. There is no drum. I mean, unless, of course, it's in a computer and you push it and it does exactly the same thing every single time.
Right.
But every single drum is a different instrument that does a different thing
voice,
in a different way, in a different place. And so you've got to say, I respect that, and I understand, I hear the nuance.
Sure.
And I want that nuance. Yes. I don't want to just go bonk and that be it. So it's just sort of understanding there's a big world out there, and there's a lot of possibilities that you can use, and those possibilities sometimes, as I say in movies, it's sometimes the littlest look, the littlest twitch, the littlest, inflection in the voice, the tiny, tiny things, little things sitting over here on the side of the set that makes all the difference.
Yes.
And knowing that that's going to make a difference, but all this junk over here is not going to make a difference, and being able to discern that and say, we're going to separate out that stuff and we're going to keep focused on these things, is what the art is.